Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India News Hour, India's voice to the world. I'm Abhishek Mahajan, coming up in the next hour. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi to share his thoughts in monthly radio program Mann Ki Baat at 11 AM Indian Standard Time. Germany heads to the polls on Sunday to elect a new parliament. Olaf Scholz's SPD faces a tough fight from Democrats and far right. Israel delays release of Palestinian prisoners planned for Saturday. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says delay until the next release of Israeli hostages is secured. Pope Francis' health worsens after prolonged respiratory crisis, remains in critical condition. Prayers and good wishes pouring in for his speedy recovery. And all eyes on Super Sunday clash between India and Pakistan in ICC Champions Trophy 2025 in Dubai. Updates on Israel-Hamas conflict. First, Israel has delayed the release of over 600 prisoners planned for Saturday in exchange of 6 Israeli hostages. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's office said the release of more than 600 Palestinian detainees has been delayed until the release of the next hostages is guaranteed and without the humiliating ceremonies at handovers of Israeli captives in Gaza. In the choreographed ceremonies, the hostages are given certificates in Hebrew to mark the end of their captivity before being handed over to Red Cross officials who then transfer them to Israeli forces. Hamas has dismissed repeated calls by the Red Cross to release the hostages in private. The 6 Israelis released on Saturday were the last group of living hostages set to be freed under the truce's first phase. Hamas was agreed to hand over 33 hostages in phase 1 of the Gaza truce deal. So far, 25 have been released alive in addition to the 4 bodies returned earlier this week. 4 more hostages who Hamas says are dead are due to be released. The phase 1 of the Gaza truce deal is due to expire in early March. Negotiations for a second phase, which is meant to lead to a permanent end to the conflict, have yet to begin. Now, Hamas published a video showing 2 Israelis still held captive in Gaza watching Saturday's ceremony in which 6 hostages were released in accordance with the ceasefire deal with Israel. The Hamas footage shows the 2 men in a vehicle watching the ceremony in the central Gaza district of Nuseirat and pleading for Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to secure their release. The 2 men can be identified as Evitar David and Guy Gilboa Dalal. Both David and Gilboa were seized from the Nova festival during the Hamas attack on Israel on October 7, 2023. Hamas still holds 62 hostages in Gaza, including 35 the Israeli military says are dead. The forensics team that identified Shiri Beba's body confirmed that she did not die in an Israeli airstrike as Hamas had previously claimed. The chief of the Israeli National Institute of Forensic Medicine confirmed that no evidence of injuries caused by bombing found on Shiri Beba's body. Hamas said on November 2023 that the children and the mother had been killed in an Israeli airstrike.
Over 500 days since the horrific October 7th terror attack, we have identified the remains of Shiri Bibas 2 days after identifying her children, Ariel and Kfir. Our examination found no evidence of injuries caused by bombing. Since the 7th of October massacre, the team of the Israeli National Institute of Forensic Medicine has been working tirelessly to identify all the victims of the vicious terror attack.
'The Forensics team that identified Shiri Beba's body confirmed that she did not die in an Israeli airstrike as Hamas had previously claimed. The chief of the Israeli National Institute of Forensic Medicine confirmed that no evidence of injuries caused by bombing found on Shiri Beba's body. Hamas said on November 2023 that the children and the mother had been killed in an Israeli airstrike.
Over 500 days since the horrific October 7th terror attack,
Now, U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio has hit out at the way Hamas has treated the hostages as he condemns the death of hostages Shiri Bibas and her sons Ariel and Kafir. Rubio, in a social media post, said, and I quote him, Hamas' treatment of hostages, including its brutal murder of the Bibas family, further illustrates their savagery and is yet another reason why we are saying these terrorists must release all of the hostages immediately or be destroyed. Updates now on Russia-Ukraine conflict. U.S. President Donald Trump stated that the U.S. is nearing an agreement with Ukraine to share revenue from Ukrainian minerals as part of efforts to resolve the conflict. He added U.S. aims to recover the billions of dollars in military aid provided to Ukraine.
I'm dealing with President Zelensky. I'm dealing with President Putin. I'm trying to get the money back that, or secured, because, you know, Europe has given $100 billion. The United States has given $350 billion because we had a stupid, incompetent president and administration. 350. So I want them to give us something for all of the money that we put up. So we're getting our money back. We're going to get our money back because it's not fair. It's just not fair. And we will see. But I think we're pretty close to a deal, and we better be close to a deal.
And Trump wants Ukraine to give U.S. companies access to minerals as compensation for the tens of billions of dollars of aid delivered under his predecessor, Joe Biden. Meanwhile, as per reports, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky was not ready to sign the deal despite growing U.S. pressure. Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban said Ukraine would again become a buffer zone and would never become a member of the EU as long as its entry was against Hungary's interest on Saturday.
Ukraine, or what will be left of it, will again become a buffer zone. It will not be a NATO member, but will it be a member of the European Union? That will be decided by the Hungarians. Ukraine will never be a member of the European Union against Hungary and the Hungarians.
Russian President Vladimir Putin convened a meeting with Russia's Security Council on Saturday. Putin stated that he had received reports from Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov regarding his recent diplomatic travels and asked to present the updates of the trip to the Security Council members for further discussion. Lavrov was part of the Russian delegation that met with U.S. officials in Riyadh earlier this week in the first talks between the two sides aimed at ending the conflict. Now, London will unveil a significant package of sanctions against Russia on Monday, which marks 3 years since the start of its conflict with Ukraine. UK Foreign Secretary David Lammy emphasized that this is the right moment to increase pressure on Russian President Putin's regime and stated that the sanctions would be the largest since the conflict began. UK's decision to ramp up sanctions comes as US President Donald Trump has in recent weeks sought to sideline Kiev and its European backers from talks with Russia on the future of the conflict. UK has already sanctioned 1,900 individuals and entities tied to Putin's government, targeting Russia's financial, military, aviation and energy sectors since the beginning of the conflict. Earlier, EU countries agreed on new round of sanctions, including ban on imports of Russian aluminium. Now, US President Donald Trump met Polish President Andrzej Duda at the Conservative Political Action Conference and reaffirmed the close alliance between their countries. In a short meeting, Trump praised Duda for Poland's commitment to boosting defense spending. Duda declined to comment on whether he discussed the recent sharp exchange between Trump and Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky, adding that his impression was that US President was interested in making Ukraine stronger, including via economic ties. The change in tone from the US, Ukraine's most important backer, has alarmed European officials and stoked fears that Kiev could be forced into a peace deal that favors Russian President Vladimir Putin. The Trump administration sent emails on Saturday evening to US federal government employees telling them to detail their work accomplishments from the previous week by Monday night or risk losing their jobs. The emails came shortly after Elon Musk, the billionaire head of the Trump administration's Department of Government Efficiency posted on social media site X that not responding to the email request would be viewed as a resignation. Musk issued his post just hours after President Donald Trump posted on his own social media network, Truth Social, that Doge should get more aggressive in its attempts to downsize and reshape the 2.3 million strong federal workforce. Now, Congolese President Felix Tshisekedi will launch a unity government as he faces domestic pressure over his handling of an offensive by Rwanda-backed M23 rebels in eastern provinces. The M23's capture of swathes of eastern Congo and valuable mineral deposits has fanned fears of a wider war and provoked some members of the fractious opposition to openly predict his presidency will not last. Since the start of the year, Congo has faced back-to-back losses in North and South Kivu provinces, fueling criticism of the authorities' military strategy. Still to come on this edition of DD India News Hour. A cholera outbreak in a Sudanese city kills at least 60 seconds, about 1,300. Migrant boat sinks off Panama with 21 on board. A knife attack in eastern France kills 1, injures 2.
Embark on a timeless journey. Unravel the mysteries of a grandiose era. A treasure trove of royal and sacred complexes, temples, shrines, pillared halls, mandapas, rock-cut memorials and more. A spectacular setting of rugged landscape and exemplary workmanship, representing the best of Dravidian architecture. Every structure carved out as a unique artistic creation. A heritage landmark that reflects pure magnificence, integrated within its natural environment. An unexplored haven for nature and adventure enthusiasts. An imposing heritage reflected in its street bazaars and annual festivals of music and culture. Come, be mesmerized by the glorious capital of the Vijayanagar Empire.
Welcome back. You're watching DD India News Hour. I'm Abhishek Mahajan. Germans will head to the polling stations on Sunday to decide on their next government in a snap parliamentary election. The contest could have implications not only for Germany but for all of Europe. There is hope across Europe that this vote will bring stability to the EU's largest democracy and economy, which is grappling with a prolonged recession.
The high-octane campaigning in Germany for Sunday's snap election ended. Big guns from all the four major political parties held final rallies to sway voters ahead of parliamentary election. Four candidates are competing for the top chancellor job. Incumbent Olaf Scholz of the Social Democratic Party, Friedrich Merz of the Christian Democratic Union, Robert Habeck of Greens Party, and far-right Alice Weidel of the Alternative for Germany.
Here in Hamburg.
During the election campaign, Green Party lead candidate Robert Habeck said that the country must not be allowed to be torn apart or to forget the climate.
I can only say that if the Greens are not in government or have no chance of negotiation for the government, then there will be no climate protection. Then there will be no social justice. Then there will be no progress for Europe. We make the difference.
Meanwhile, Conservative frontrunner Friedrich Merz told supporters that under his leadership, Germany would take responsibility in Europe.
The most important task of the next federal government and the person who heads this federal government will be to once again vigorously fulfill Germany's responsibility in the European Union. Under no circumstances can things remain as they are now. We must and we will change that.
Sunday's vote comes at a time of upheaval for Europe as US President Donald Trump has ended a united Western stance on the Ukraine conflict by reaching out to Russia. While German Chancellor Olaf Scholz said that his country was committed to a strong Europe and criticized the American transactional approach to politics.
A favorite word in American politics is transactional. That is something that does not characterize German politics. We are committed to a strong Europe. We are standing up for Ukraine because it must not be left alone, not just because there are minerals there.
For months, German politics has been paralyzed by the collapse of the previous government. People across Europe hope that this vote will bring certainty to the EU's biggest democracy and world's third largest economy. Bureau Report, TT India.
And reviving the European Union's biggest economy as well as immigration and security are the main issues in Germany's snap election, triggered by the collapse of centre-left Chancellor Olaf Scholz's coalition late last year. In this report, we assess what all other issues mounting ahead of the vote for Germany's next parliament, the Bundestag.
Germany heads to snap national elections on Feb 23rd following the collapse of Chancellor Olaf Scholz's three-way coalition. But what are the key issues and how are people reacting? The Russia-Ukraine conflict is on the agenda of Germany's election. The mainstream parties are all in favor of helping Ukraine fend off Russia's attack, while the AfD and PSW want an end to weapons delivery to Kyiv and a resumption of good relations with Moscow.
I think one of the things that moves people in Germany most might be the topic of migration, because not necessarily on their own accounts, but because it's a topic that has been raised by all of the major parties and thus has set a movement into place with the people as well. It is a topic that is very important for every one of us, but the way that it's discussed, it's not often the optimal way.
Many migrants have expressed a desire to integrate and contribute to society.
Germany helps the Ukrainians a lot, but the Ukrainians have to help Germany too. One simply can't always live at the expense of the state that feeds you for years. People have to start work and make their contribution.
Economy is another key issue in Germany. In Ghent and Kirchen, the signs of a downturn are visibly everywhere. While the city played a big part in Germany's post-war economic miracle, the rot set in with the decline of coal and heavy industry in the 1960s. The population tumbled from 390,000 then to just 260,000 now, as the local economy cratered. Now the German voters here demand change as Europe's biggest economy stalls.
I just believe that our last government did a lot of things wrong, starting with the industry and energy policies and many other factors. That's why I'm almost certain that no matter what the new government will do, it will be possible to get out of this hole and that we will manage to create jobs again and to adequately address energy policy issues which people can actually afford.
High energy prices remain a formidable challenge for households and businesses in Germany.
We need to discuss the further transformation of our energy system while respecting companies' different need and their energy requirement. Here the state must put the relevant infrastructure at the forefront.
Every candidate who wins one of Germany's 299 constituencies is guaranteed a seat. to fill the other half of the 598 seats in Germany's Bundestag. Voters cast their votes in the second vote, or Zweitstimme. This vote goes to a political party instead of a single candidate. Bureau Report, DD India.
All right, to talk more on this, let's go across to DD India's Amit Mukherjee is joining us live from Delhi. Amit, the biggest question, will Olaf Scholz be Chancellor again, or will the right emerge victorious? Tell us the key parties in the election.
Well, Abhishek, as of now, as things stand out, Olaf Scholz doesn't really stand a chance for a comeback, as it seems right now, because, everybody is looking at the elections today where, the people of Germany are going to elect 630 members of the parliament, or the Bundestag. And, what is in their heads is basically a party that is able to give them leadership and direction as far as all these issues which are plaguing Germany is concerned. Now, number one, of course, has been the ailing economy of Germany. Things have not been looking up. Jobs are not that great. And also the migrant issue. Over the last 10 years, Germany has been, inducting a lot of migrants from across different countries who come from different ethnic as well as, backgrounds as far as developing nations are concerned. And their social outlook doesn't really match with the social structure of Germany, and inducting them has not really worked out, and there has been a lot of social divide. So that is going to play a big role as far as the voters of Germany are concerned. The other thing is, of course, energy securities. Russia has been a prime supplier of energy to Germany, and during the ongoing conflict, a lot of issues had cropped up regarding Germany's support to Ukraine, and what should be the stance as far as Russia is concerned. Now, that is again a very big issue. Ailing economy, Germans' interest with the US tariff issue. Now, that again is a big thing. The ongoing, the tussle between US and the European Union. Where does Germany's interest lie as far as this tariff trade war is concerned? Now, that is again going to decide the fate of the political parties which are going to the elections today. These are the key issues. And of course, coming back to the question of Olaf Scholz, now all these key issues, they have not been addressed well, which is why we saw the downfall of the Olaf Scholz government. And over the last, in the run-up to the elections also, his popularity and his rating has not really changed much as far as these topics are concerned. So coming back of Olaf Scholz is a slightly tricky issue at this point in time. Abhishek?
I mean, also, the election comes at a time of economic downturn and ongoing immigration debate, among others, like you mentioned. And the biggest challenge for the new chancellor will be the key election issues that we have told in the report also. Tell us the top contenders, the main party leaders for the snap elections.
Well, Abhishek, as of now, Friedrich Merz's party, which is the conservative Christian Democratic, that party is emerging out. Now, why it is emerging at this point in time? Because it has some traction with the public, but it has also been a part of coalition. So it is not, isolated from other parties, and they are ready to form some sort of alliance in case of a post-poll scenario. So Friedrich Merz at this point in time is being projected as one of the, possible chancellors of Germany next. But Alice Weidel, again, her party won about 76 seats out of the 630 total number of seats in the Bundestag in the last election. Now, the only thing is that, her party's performance has been very, very good. She has been a pro-Russia she has taken a pro-Russia sort of a stance. She is an economist by profession, and she is also very well-versed in Mandarin. So, and that is one of the prime languages as far as global trade is concerned these days. So her also issues are quite interesting as far as German election is concerned at this point in time. Also, then there is a Robert Habeck's Green Party, which has also been a part of Olaf Scholz's coalition, which actually had fallen. Now, Robert's rating has primarily been okay because in terms of handling economic issues, he had shown some mettle in the past, and which is why he has some popularity. But again, his tackling of issues of energy transition, from fossil fuel to modern day energies, green energy, those issues have not gone down very well with people, and it has evoked mixed reactions. Now, again, the fourth contender. Of course, there are 7 parties which are in the fray in Germany right now in the polls. But the top 4 contenders are, of course, Olaf Scholz, Alice Weidel, Robert Habeck, and of course uh, uh, Friedrich Merz. So, I mean, these are the top 4 contenders which everybody is looking at. Now, what needs to be seen is if Alice Weidel's party is able to double its figures, like from 76, it goes up, and it sort of creates a compulsion for other parties to look in for a coalition with her, because she's also a very, very popular figure as far as young Germans are concerned. So we might see some change in what predictions are right now as far as the next formation of the government and the next head of state for Germany is concerned. Abhishek.
All right, Amit, we'll leave it at that. Thank you for the time being, but yes, we'll keep coming back to you. Australia's Prime Minister Anthony Albanese promised a $5.4 billion boost to the national healthcare system in an overture to voters ahead of elections that must be held by May 17. As his 3-year term in office nears its end, Albanese has yet to announce the exact date of elections, but unofficial campaigning is already in full swing. Albanese said his centre-left Labour government would invest an extra in Medicare, which has provided universal health care since 1984. Support for Albanese's Labour Party is running almost neck and neck with the opposition coalition, according to a news poll survey released this month by the Australian. If the poll result is replicated in election, it could lead to a hung parliament with no single party enjoying a majority, the paper said. Pope Francis' health worsens after prolonged respiratory crisis, remains in critical condition. The 88-year-old Pope, who has double pneumonia, had suffered a prolonged asthma-like respiratory crisis. He was admitted to Rome's Gemelli Hospital on February 14. People across Latin America and around the world are praying for Pope's recovery, attending masses, lighting candles and individual prayers. In Argentina, the Pope's hometown, a nationwide call was made for people to pray for his recovery. In Brazil, the largest Catholic country in the world, people have also joined in prayers. The Pope remains alert and is receiving treatment, but his prognosis remains guarded. The world prays for his better health condition by sending prayers and good wishes for his speedy recovery. A cholera outbreak in a Sudanese city killed nearly 60 people and sickened about 1,300 others over the last 3 days. The outbreak in the southern city of Kosti is because of the consumption of contaminated drinking water after the city's water plant stopped due to an attack by a notorious paramilitary group, the health ministry said. The ministry said in a statement the disease killed 58 people and sickened 1,293 others between Thursday and Saturday. Officials have urged stronger chlorination of the water distribution system. Sudan's healthcare system has been crippled by the country's brutal unrest, which has killed tens of thousands and displaced more than 12 million people. Now, Serbian students marched over 90 kilometers through the northern province en route to a large protest planned in Prasar. The protesters head off from Renjanin and marched down the country roads, one of the biggest shows of anger against the government demanding justice after a deadly railway disaster. In 3 months since 15 people were killed when a roof collapsed at a newly renovated train station in Serbia's second biggest city of Novi Sad, mass demonstrations have grown into the biggest threat yet to President Alexander Vucic's decade-long grip on power. Now, a boat with 19 migrants from Venezuela and Colombia and 2 crews sank off Panama. The migrants were returning from Mexico and Central America en route to Colombia after being blocked from entering the U.S. by President Donald Trump's strict new border rules. The vessel sank in Caribbean waters Friday night due to strong waves caused by bad weather. Since Trump took office on January 20th, hundreds of South American migrants denied entry to the United States have begun the hardest journey back home, traveling in stages by foot, bus or boat, and passing through shelters along the way. Now, 1 person died and 2 police officers were seriously injured in a knife attack in eastern France. Prosecutors said that 3 more officers were lightly wounded in the attack in the city of Mulhouse, carried out by a 37-year-old suspect who is on a terror prevention watch list. France's National Anti-Terror Prosecutors Unit said it was taking charge of the investigation. The suspect was arrested. President Emmanuel Macron said the attack was Islamist terrorism, and France's Anti-Terrorism Prosecutor's Office confirmed it was investigating the case.
The prosecutor has been mobilized, as well as the Anti-Terrorism Prosecutor's Office, qualifying this act as a terrorist act without any doubt and an Islamist terrorist act considering the expressions of the terrorist.
A man carrying a handgun and zip ties took hostages inside a Pennsylvania hospital on Saturday, leaving a police officer dead and several others wounded. The gunman entered UPMC Memorial Hospital in Pennsylvania and went directly to the intensive care unit, where he took staff members hostage. He exchanged gunfire with police after holding a female staff member at gunpoint in the hallway. Later, the gunman was identified as 49-year-old Diogenes Archangel Ortiz. Still to come on this edition of DD India News Hour. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi's power-packed schedule of 3 days to 3 states. Details after the break. Maharashtra's first riverside glamping, perfect getaway from urban chaos. And with numbers surpassing 60 crore, Prayagraj continues to witness massive influx of pilgrims.
Goa, an adventure paradise like none other. From lush forests to rugged hills, from pristine ocean beach stretches to stunning lakes, there is something to explore in every corner of the state. And some adventures are wilder than others. Watch postcards from Goa on National Geographic.
Welcome back. You're watching DD India News Hour. I'm Abhishek Mahajan. Some more stories. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will share his thoughts with compatriots in his monthly Mann Ki Baat radio broadcast today at 11 a.m. local time. It will be the 119th episode of the program. It will be broadcast on all the networks of Akashwani and Doordarshan, the AIR News website and the News On Air mobile app. It will be live streamed on the YouTube channels of AIR News, DD News, DD India, PMO and the Information and Broadcasting Ministry. Akashwani will broadcast the program in the regional languages immediately after the Hindi broadcast. And in a power-packed schedule of 3 days to 3 states, India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi to visit central state of Madhya Pradesh, eastern state of Bihar and northeastern state of Assam. Starting February 23rd, Prime Minister will be laying the foundation stone of Bageshwar Dham Medical and Science Research Institute in Chhatarpur, Madhya Pradesh, ensuring better healthcare services for people from all walks of life. The cancer hospital will offer free treatment to underprivileged cancer patients and will be equipped with state-of-the-art machines and have specialist doctors. On February 24th, PM will be addressing the Investor Summit of Madhya Pradesh, a state with immense potential for investment and growth. Representatives from over 60 countries, officials from various international organizations, over 300 prominent industry leaders from India and policymakers, among others, will participate in the summit. And in line with his commitment to boost connectivity, infrastructure and farmers' income, Prime Minister will release the 19th installment of PM Kisan at Bhagalpur in Bihar. Over 9.7 crore farmers across the country will receive direct financial benefits amounting to more than Rs 21,500 crore. Prime Minister will also dedicate rail projects. On February 24th, Prime Minister will attend the Jhumoir Binandine program in the vibrant city of Guwahati. The program celebrates the culture of Assam, especially the tea tribes and other tribal communities of the state. The central and Assam government are working continuously for the welfare. On 25th February, PM will take part in the Advantage Assam Investment Summit, which seeks to add momentum to the state's development journey. Dr. Mohan Yadav's government of Madhya Pradesh is organizing Global Investor Summit in Bhopal on 24th and 25th February. In this summit, the state government is expected to receive many big investment proposals from the country and the world. But if we talk about the last 1 year, Madhya Pradesh has received investment proposals worth about Rs 4 lakh crore, which is expected to provide employment opportunities to the thousands of youth. Prime Minister Narendra Modi had advised the chief ministers of all BJP-ruled states to create an investment environment in their respective states. Following his advice, Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister Dr. Mohan Yadav has been working tirelessly for the last 1 year. Although the Global Investor Summit is being organized on the 24th and 25th of February, Dr. Mohan Yadav has been preparing for this mega event for the past 1 year. The government of Madhya Pradesh has organized 7 regional industry conclaves in different divisions of the state. Investment proposals worth Rs 75,000 crore were received in the regional industry conclave held in Ujjain, along with investments worth millions of Indian rupees in other regions.
ये सबसे बड़ी संभावना स्टार्टअप की है। 5,000 रजिस्टर्ड स्टार्टअप है, 10,000 किए जाएंगे ऐसा कहा जा रहा है। 72 इंक्यूबेशन है, 1300 ITI है, 1500 कॉलेज हैं जहां पर उस प्रदेश में किस चीज़ की संभावना है। IT की बहुत बड़ी संभावना है, कपास के सबसे बड़े उत्पादक है, टेक्सटाइल की बहुत बड़ी संभावना है, ऑटोमोबाइल की बहुत सारी इंडस्ट्रीज है उनकी संभावना है, EV की संभावना है, टूरिज्म की संभावना है और आखिरी में फूड प्रोडक्ट्स की, फूड प्रोसेसिंग की।
Besides conducting road shows in many states, the MPCM also held one-on-one discussion with investors. During his recent visits to Germany, UK and Japan, Dr. Mohan Yadav received investment proposals worth millions. In view of the recent investment proposals, youth of the state feels a safe future ahead.
जो यहाँ पे ऑलरेडी यूथ है, जो लोग रहते हैं, वो बाहर जाते हैं अपने अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ के लिए, बट अगर हम विद इन स्टेट अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ हमें मिल रही हैं तो इससे अच्छा कुछ आइडिया नहीं हो सकता।
प्रधानमंत्री जी ने जो ज़मीन तैयार की है और उस ज़मीन पे जब पौधे लगाने की बारी आई तो हमारे मध्य प्रदेश के माननीय मुख्यमंत्री वहाँ पे गए और उन्होंने भी वहाँ पे उसमें जो पौधरोपण किया, तो कहीं ना कहीं उन सब का ये शुरुआत है कि जो आज हम ये फसल देख रहे हैं ये प्रधानमंत्री जी की लगाई हुई है।
Madhya Pradesh stands as a powerhouse in India's mining and mineral sector, boasting an abundance of mineral resources. The state holds first rank nationally in the production of copper ore, magnesium ore and diamonds and is the sole producer of diamonds in the country. Additionally, it ranks second in rock phosphate, third in limestone and fourth in coal production, contributing significantly to the nation's mineral wealth. The state's rich mineral reserves include coal, limestone, copper ore, manganese ore and rock phosphate among others. Aditya Srivastava report for DD India, Bhopal. And discussing the upcoming Global Investor Summit in India's state of Bhopal, Minister of State in the Ministry of Parliamentary Affairs, L. Murugan, stated that the Global Investor Summit will play a key role in bringing Prime Minister Narendra Modi's vision of a developed India to life.
Our Pradhan Mantri Shri Narendra Modi ji's vision to Viksit Bharat and also our Chief Minister Shri Mohan Yadav ji is working hard and tireless to take the state to the progressive and to develop. So the infrastructure development and the invest here global people are coming here to invest in Madhya Pradesh, and all the investors from various parts of the country are coming to participate.
Chief of the Indian Army Staff General Upendra Dwivedi embarked on an official visit to France as part of efforts to bolster India-France defence cooperation. During his visit, General Upendra Dwivedi will engage with senior military leaders of France in Paris. He will also travel to Marseille, where he will visit the 3rd Division of the French Furthermore, the Chief of the Indian Army Staff will visit the Indian War Memorial there to lay a solemn wreath in honor of the fallen Indian soldiers who participated in World War I. The visit aims to strengthen the bilateral military collaboration, exploring new avenues of cooperation and enhancing strategic partnerships. And the Mahakumbh 2025 in Prayagraj has drawn an overwhelming number of devotees to the sacred Triveni Sangam, the confluence of Ganga, Yamuna and the Saraswati rivers. Displaying unwavering faith and devotion, over 60 crore pilgrims have already taken the holy dip, seeking spiritual purification and blessings. People from across India and the world continue to arrive daily, making the Mahakumbh a global spiritual spectacle. The Mahakumbh is not just a religious gathering, but a reflection of the rich spiritual heritage and enduring faith of millions. As the sacred waters of the Triveni Sangam witness history, the event continues to inspire devotion, unity and cultural pride. Now experience luxury in the lap of nature at Maharashtra's first riverside eco-glamping festival in Nashik. Nestled along the serene Gangapur Dam backwaters, it offers a perfect escape from the city. Organized by Maharashtra Tourism, this first of its kind glamping experience blends comfort, adventure and culture in a stunning natural setting. For an exclusive glimpse into the eco-glamping festival, here's DD India's Tapus Bhattacharya with all the details.
Welcome to Maharashtra's first riverside eco-glamping festival. What exactly is glamping? Well, glamping is nothing but a fancy name to an outdoor camping activity. You get all the amenities that comes with outdoor camping and the luxury that is attached. Give you a detailed story and exactly how this is changing the fortune of Maharashtra tourism. This is a one-of-a-kind initiative. The first time Maharashtra tourism has come up with this brilliant idea. Well, discover a one-of-a-kind escape at the Eco-Glamping Festival in Nashik that starts from January 15th to 31st of March 2025 and immerse yourself in the luxury, culture and adventure at the breathtaking Gangapur Dam backwaters. Stay in a luxurious tent surrounded by nature. Around 59 such awe-inspiring tents, including the pod-like tents, which are hogging the limelight to woo the public and experience the charm of village life with rural experiences. For adventure seekers, thrill awaits with paragliding, ATV rides, trekking, cycling and even paintball arena. Plus, enjoy the cultural performances, interactive workshops and much more. Easily accessible via Nashik and Shirdi Airport, this festival is perfect for families, explorers and culture of lovers. You can see behind me these are the pods. These are 4 pods that are there, and that in front of me there are this presidential suites, and this is something that makes this eco-glamping festival. This is the first of its kind eco-glamping festival that has been arranged by the Maharashtra Tourism. It's a huge opportunity for Maharashtra to showcase its different things. For Maharashtra, this is one of a kind initiative. So this winter escape to Maharashtra's most unforgettable celebration of nature and tradition. This is Tapus Bhattacharya for DD India from Nashik.
Sports updates now. Will start with big ticket encounter today between India and Pakistan. The cricketing world is abuzz as a fierce rivalry reignites. On Sunday, India takes on Pakistan in a high-octane ICC Champions Trophy clash in Dubai. India is riding high after beating Bangladesh by 6 wickets, but Pakistan will look to bounce back following their 60-run defeat to New Zealand in the tournament opener.
A rivalry like no other. The mother of all battles. The ultimate cricket showdown. When India and Pakistan lock horns, the world stops to watch. On Sunday, the two heavyweights collide in Dubai in a high-octane ICC Champions Trophy Group A clash. India, fresh from a confident 6-wicket win over Bangladesh, have momentum on their side. Pakistan, reeling from a 60-run loss to New Zealand, are under pressure. Rohit Sharma's men have a chance to book a semi-final spot. Mohammad Rizwan's side must win to stay alive. As tournament hosts, Pakistan face even greater expectations. History favours Pakistan in overall ODIs. 73 wins to India's 57, but India hold the edge in Dubai. The last time these teams met in an ICC event, India crushed Pakistan by 7 wickets in the 2023 World Cup. Form and confidence tilt the balance in India's favour. Rohit is regaining his touch. Shubman Gill is fresh of a century. Mohammad Shami is leading the attack with fire, well supported by Harshit Rana. Pakistan, on the other hand, have concerns. Babar Azam's sluggish 64 of 90 balls against New Zealand drew criticism. Fakhar Zaman's injury weakens their top order further. The last Champions Trophy clash between these sides was the 2017 final, where Pakistan stunned India to lift the trophy. Rizwan and company will look to draw inspiration from that triumph. But this is a different Indian team, fitter, stronger and high on belief. And in an India-Pakistan game, nerves matter as much as skills. On Sunday, expect nothing less than fireworks in Dubai. Sports Desk, DD India.
Indian Vice Captain Shubman Gill exudes confidence ahead of the blockbuster encounter. Gill downplayed any added pressure of the marquee clash, insisting that India's approach remains the same.
It doesn't change anything for us, honestly. We play every match to win the match, and this is no different for us. And this is how we prepare for any match that we play. We want to play aggressive and positive. 300 on this wicket or 280 on this wicket would be a very good score for us. Or if the wicket plays any differently, we might get 350 or 360 runs. So we don't have any particular target set in our mind. We usually go out there, see how the wicket is, and then try to get 15-20 runs more than what the par score we think that is on that wicket.
He also heaped praise on his opening partner Rohit Sharma, calling their contrasting batting styles a major strength. Gill refused to take Pakistan lightly despite their recent struggles.
I think the way we play the game in the power play is quite different to each other. Rohit bhai likes to play more aerial shots and try to hit those big sixes, and I like to play along the ground. I like to pierce those gaps, and in between, if I feel if I see the bowler is under pressure, then I take my chances, go over the circle, and I think that's the hallmark of us as a pair.
And former India cricketer Harbhajan Singh says that India is favourite to win the high-octane battle against Pakistan. He also backed struggling Virat Kohli to score runs.
भारत फेवरेट है मेरी नज़र में, और भारत ये मैच जीतेगा क्योंकि भारत की टीम सबसे बेहतर है. सब कह रहे हैं कि विराट कोहली के रन नहीं बने. मैं कह रहा हूं कि इससे बढ़िया मौका विराट कोहली के पास नहीं है कि पिछले 4-5 महीने जो हुए ना, सब भूल जाएंगे कि क्या हुआ अगर शतक बन जाए. इस मैच में शतक मारा तो फिर बहुत लंबे समय तक ना दुनिया याद रखती है.
All right, we'll go across to DD India's Narayan Singh is joining us live from Delhi. Narayan, a big match coming up today, probably the most awaited match of this tournament. India will look to continue their winning streak, but if Pakistan lose, they'll be out of the competition almost virtually.
Definitely, it's a, we can say, do or die battle for the Pakistan. This is the moment Pakistan waited for the 29 years, and definitely within the 4 days they are looking that they can be crashed out of the competition if they lose this match. So big pressure on the Pakistan, considering the fact that being the host and playing against arch rivals India, always a big match. As we mentioned earlier, that it's a match against India and Pakistan, between Pakistan, is always a battle of nerve rather than the battle of skills, and the team which holds their nerves better, definitely it came victorious. But we can say that India is looking a better side, better composed side, and the way they performed in their opening match against the Bangladesh, despite the pitch, and they won that match. We are hoping that India again will do again the same thing here, because they know the conditions here better. And talking about the Pakistan, we take a look, their record as in Dubai against India is not up to the mark. So hoping India will again come up with the flying colours here.
Narayan, also Fakhar Zaman is out of the tournament and Imamul Haq has been announced as replacement. But talking about India, do you see any changes in India's playing 11 in this match?
I think the way that we have the multiple spin options, we know that we have 5 spinners, and in that context, seeing the pitch, definitely there are the chances that they may bring some surprises for the Pakistan. Here we know that Pakistan don't have any genuine spinner other than the Abraz, and we know that the way you said that the way their main opener Fakhar Zaman is injured and Imamul Haq is back in the things, and talking about they are really in the back foot, and the way Imamul Haq last played a World Cup ODI match was back in October 2023, and now he is again in the scheme of things. So it shows that definitely there is the we can say the thought process of the Pakistan cricket think tank is not up to the mark. So suddenly you are bringing him, same with the Fakhar Zaman. He also played during the 2023 World Cup. Again, he was brought in the schemes, and last time he played just the triangular series that happened in Pakistan, and again you are bringing him, he got injured. So it's looking something messy for the Pakistan in this match. So let's hope how the things panned out.
But Narayan, each of Pakistan's 2 wins against India in the recent past, if we see in ICC tournaments, have come on the back of the Pakistan seamers. One in T20 World Cup 2021 and the other one Champions Trophy 2017 final. So if they fancy doing well today against India, fast bowling trio, Naseem Shah, Shaheen Shah Afridi and Harith Shroff will be too crucial for Pakistan.
Definitely, if we talk about the India-Pakistan match, it becomes a different ball game altogether. In the past also we saw that against the other opponents, they are looking the ordinary bowlers, but when it comes to the India-Pak encounter, they become a different bowlers. So in that context, we can say that they can do, but the pitches in the Dubai, we know that are very slow. As the day will progress, they will become dry, and they're also already tired pitches because the International League T20 were played there. So hoping that it will be not so much effective in this match against the India, and rather than it is going to assist the spinners as the game will progress, and we know that they don't have a genuine spinner other than Abraz Ahmed, so he's not also a genuine leg spinner too. But considering these fact that India has a multiple option, the kind of batsmen they have, Rohit Sharma is back in the form, the kind of inning he played in the opening match against Bangladesh, Shubman Gill, and a few questions about the Virat Kohli, as we know that in the last 5 innings he was dismissed by the leg spinner. Again, Abraz is a threat for him. So there are few concerns for India, but India is a clear favourite in this match.
India, you're saying, is a clear favourite in this match. On paper, India look a stronger side, and also Narayan, India have won 5 of the last 6 games against Pakistan since 2017 Champions Trophy final, but Pakistan hold an edge in Champions Trophy with 3-2 lead. But Narayan, if I ask you about the players to watch out for from India against Pakistan, and also if you could name 2 players from Pakistan they'll heavily rely on.
Definitely, the way down the order, the way we saw in the last match, Khusdil, the way he played, and his average was over 140, and Salman Agha too. And if you take a look, their average, apart from the team, the combined strike rate of the 2 players in that match was around 144, and other batsmen, the top other batsmen, 7 batsmen, had a strike rate of 55. This is the clear difference. So I going for the Khusdil and the way Salman Agha batted. They are the, we can say that right now, the backbone of the Pakistan team. And talking about Babar Azam, the way he played, he scored around 64 runs, but taking 90 balls, I don't think it's a good stat for the player like Babar Azam, and their top order and the openers are struggling. So Khusdil and Salman, I think going to the key batsmen for them. I'm talking about the bowlers. Definitely their bowlers, we know that the way Naseem Shah is a young and talented, has raw pace, and apart from that, Shaheen Shah Afridi can bring his magic down this day. Definitely it's going to be, we can say that big thing for the Pakistan.
Right, Narayan, big match coming up between India and Pakistan. The match will start at 2:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time. We'll leave it at that. Thank you, Narayan, for giving us your inputs. Well, that's all for this edition of DD India News Hour, but do let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on DD India mobile app. The app is available on both Android and iOS. Scan the QR code on the screen to download now. And we'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Abhishek Mahajan from all of us here in Delhi. Thanks for watching DD India News Hour.